What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Rank Everything, the show where we rank everything. I'm your host, Ryan, and today we're going to be ranking video games, all of the video games, based on how well they could teach a caveman about modern society. So, this tier list specifically is like the biggest video game list on all of Tier Maker's website. It's got like 1,400 games in it. Right now, I don't know if they're consistently making updates to it, but it's like freaking huge. And so obviously we're not going to do this whole thing in one video. So we're going to do, what I'm going to say is we're going to do 50 at a time. 50 games at a time. I'll count them out. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Each row is 14 games. So we'll do like 4 or 5 rows per video, all to answer this all-important question. But our tiers for today are, here at the bottom we have Caveman goes back to hunting mammoths. So these are games that are going to do nothing to teach him about modern society, to the point where he's so uninterested that he just goes back to doing regular caveman shit. From there we have Caveman is confused but entertained, so he's not learning anything, but we've got his attention at the very least. From there, we have Caveman sees how important violence is. So, these are going to be games that, open the caveman's eyes to how violent modern society is at its center, whatever. And then from there, we have Caveman invents Wi-Fi. So these are, like, he's learning so much that he invented the internet. Or he invented wireless internet. And then finally, at the top, we have Caveman becomes new Amazon, the CEO. So, games that they do such a good job of teaching him the inner mechanisms of society that he's able to run a company. Okay, so first up, we have Pong. Classic, legendary Pong. So, Pong is, there's nothing, because that's the thing, Pong is just, there's nothing crazy going on about Pong. It doesn't have some crazy, like, social story to tell, or, it does, it teaches you, like, it's really good for hand-eye coordination, right? You press up on the stick to make the thing go, that kind of thing. So, I think for the first, and he's confused, but he's entertained. That's what I'm going to say. Pac-Man. Pac-Man is, from Pong to Pac-Man is like, obviously, Pac-Man is much more complex with the avoiding the ghosts and collecting the fruit and other stuff like that and getting the power-ups, and, it's much more complex. I'd say it's at least twice as complex as Pong is. And on top of everything else, Pac-Man is not a competitive game, because remember, Pong is a competitive game. Literally, the first game ever made was competitive. What the fuck? But since it's literally like they try to eat Pac-Man, but then Pac-Man gets a power pip and he tries to eat the ghosts. I think this is like he sees how important violence is. You use violence to get what you want in modern society. So the original Donkey Kong, the one where you play as Mario and you climb up the ladder and you try to You try to rescue Pauline. This is supposed to be Pauline. I know she's blonde in the picture, even though Pauline these days has black hair, but yes, this was supposed to be Pauline or something. But I think it's in the same sort of thing, because really you climb up the thing and I don't know. I don't think you get past. I don't think you attack Donkey Kong. I think you just get past him. Then Mrs. Pac-Man probably goes in the same category as regular Pac-Man, but what I would say is, because Miss Pac-Man is considered I'm pretty sure Miss Pac-Man is considered to be a better game than the original Pac-Man was, and it's probably just normal things like, years go by, technology gets better, people get better at game design, they're working off an idea that's already had something added to it. I'm going to put it in the violence category. Dig Dug. Dig Dug is really fun, but I think that I think that Dig Dug is really fun, but I think Dig Dug can get pretty boring. I mean, any of these original games. I mean, in the face of what we have now, none of these games are going to be able to compete necessarily. But I guess the original cabinet Dig Dug, because there's the other Dig Dug. I think this was, sorry, the Dig Dug Trouble in Paradise. The original Dig Dug. I'm going to say he's confused but entertained. Duck Hunt. Duck Hunt's amazing. Friggin' love Duck Hunt. I mean, it had a so you're gonna immediately blow the caveman's mind when you give him a gun, and you're like pointed at the screen, and you press this button to shoot at the ducks. It's gonna change everything that the caveman thought he knew about hunting, because it means really got hunt in the title, so that's gonna make the gears start turning immediately. Because he's going to think about how all the hunting that he does, and he's going to be like, you shoot the ducks. And he's going to make him, he invents Wi-Fi after seeing that shit. That's what I think. Is that, I think this is the original cabinet Punch-Out before Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I'm not seeing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out on here. Yeah, but I think this is the original arcade cabinet Punch-Out, which is completely different from all the other Punch-Out games for the most part. Much more like difficult and unforgiving, just like all the arcade cabinets back then would have been, because they were money-grubbing machines. So he probably plays it, he gets super frustrated, and he goes back to hunting mammoths. Excite Bike. Confused but entertained, I guess. Dig Dug. Dig Dug is probably... or Trouble in Paradise is probably the same thing. I don't have much experience with this one. I'm not really sure what goes on in the second game. Right. So the original or the first Super Mario Brothers probably, oh gosh, for the first Super Mario Brothers, I mean, just the classic formula of run to the right, jump, avoid enemies, break blocks. I mean, it's probably gonna, honestly, because, I mean, he's gonna be used to chasing mammoths all fucking day. Seeing Super Mario Brothers might actually feel familiar to him, is what I'm thinking. And so, what I'm gonna say, based on that, is probably, I think he also invents Wi-Fi after this one. The original Sonic, the first Sonic, same formula as Mario, but the whole thing is way too fast. I think he's going to run into the same problem that everybody did, which is that unless you know the map prior, playing those classic Sonic games is just not that much fun, because it's really hard to go fast when you can't see what's in front of you, because that's the problem that those original Sonic games have, is that it's all 2D and it's a sideways sort of thing, and it's just, you're going too fast to be able to actively prepare for stuff that comes onto the screen. So I think he'll play it and go back to hunting. I don't think he likes that one. Sonic 2, same thing probably. Sonic and Knuckles, maybe he'd be confused and entertained, because Knuckles will just punch stuff and he thinks that's cool. Sonic R, probably up here, because Sonic R was the first 3D Sonic game, I think, and so it wouldn't have had the original problems that the first games had of being 2D side-scrolling. Sonic Adventure, he would definitely see how important violence is for that one. Sonic Advance, I don't know anything about Sonic Advance, unfortunately, so I'm going to put it in the confused but entertained category. Sonic Adventure 2, definitely inventing Wi-Fi after that one. And then Sonic Advance 2. Sonic Heroes, yes, definitely invents Wi-Fi after that one. I'm biased. I fucking love Sonic Heroes. It was like one of my first Sonic games. I played the shit out of that game. Sonic Advance 3, we'll just go there. Sonic 06 is going to be extremely jarring, because despite all the problems that Sonic 06 has, it is still a fun game to play if you're someone who doesn't sweat that sort of stuff. And so I think he'll definitely, I think he'll see how important. He'll be confused but entertained by all of the glitching. So, Sonic and the Secret Rings. Why are we doing all those Sonic games right up? Whatever. Sonic and the Secret Rings is a Wii game, another 3D Sonic game. I think he'd like it. I mean, you see how important the violence is. Team Sonic Racing is legitimately a great game. I will be the first to say that. He'll also see how important violence is there. Sonic Lost World, I've never even heard of this shit before. But I bet it's awesome. So we're going to put it here and confused but entertained. What are we at now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24. Almost halfway. Okay. Sonic Boom, Fire and Ice. So, I mean, everyone was saying that Sonic Boom is worse than Sonic 06 was. And, I don't know, I never played it. And so, but, you know, glitches here and there and other stuff like that. What I am going to say is that Sonic Boom, I mean, if you've seen the cartoon, that shit's amazing. The Sonic Boom cartoon is amazing. Sonic Boom, Fire and Ice. I'd never heard of this one, actually. But of course, I know Rise of Lyric. If it's anything like Rise of Lyric was, then it's going to have all the normal stuff, plus, like, the full-on, like, because Sonic Boom had actual, like, fighting sections, where it wasn't just Sonic doing the dash at enemies, it was him actually, like, or you could play as any of the four, you could play as either Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, or Amy, and he'd do shit like that. I mean, so Sonic Boom, Fire and Ice, I mean, it's probably see how important violence is. And the same with Rise of Lyric. Sonic Mania, I would say, because it was very much, it's a classic style Sonic game. And if it's anything like classic style, he ain't gonna like it. Sonic Forces, you get to make your own character in Sonic Forces. And that's like Nutbuster 3000 type stuff. This will be the first game where he's actually able to full-on customize his own character. And he's not going to know what to fucking do with himself. So he definitely going to open his mind. Definitely invents Wi-Fi after that one. Sonic Frontiers. I haven't heard much about. Why is Secret of the Rings on here, but Black Knight isn't? Where the hell is Sonic Colors at? I don't know. Whatever. Sonic Frontiers, I mean, I haven't heard bad things about it. I can't think I've heard good things about it. We'll just put it in the violence category. Okay, here we go. Now we're getting into the big stuff. Resident Evil. Resident Evil, classic Resident Evil, because this is the first game, and then this is Village, and this is Resident Evil 4 remake specifically. I don't know. The category in which the games are, or the order in which these games are on here is kind of confusing me. But, right, Resident Evil, classic, is definitely going to open up his mind to how important violence is, at minimum. And then he's going to be like, oh, well, corporate greed and, you know, old-ass dudes seeking immortality and all this other stupid shit that only rich assholes can ever care about. They're going to open him up to the idea of corporate greed and corruption. Resident Evil Village is just such a fucking great game, dude. And it doesn't have like the intense, you know, meta social commentary that some of the other Resident Evil games kind of had, like, or like implications here and there. And so it's just a great game. Teaches him how important violence is. Resident Evil 4, same sort of thing. Teaches him how important violence is. Okay. Little Nightmares 2. Great puzzle game. It's a great horror game. That's the thing. This will be, it says, the Resident Evil games will be his first scary games. Little Nightmares will be his first horror game. Because that shit is spooky. Straight sporkin'. But as far as what it teaches him about modern society, I think he's confused but entertained, just because stuff going on in this game doesn't have a lot to do with anything else. Psychonauts 2 is just a cool, fun action-adventure platformer. I don't think it's going to teach much. I say he's confused but entertained. What are we at now? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Okay, we're like 34 or something. So, here we got this thing. Let's call it Unpacking. I've never heard of this game before, but it's obviously some sort of indie title. But if it's just a game about unpacking, like the title suggests, then I guess that'll teach him something about modern society. I mean, he'll be like, "Why do I need?" I don't know. I don't know how cavemen talk. So he might go ooga booga, and what he actually said was, "Why do I need to unpack? What's the point?" And so from there, I mean, yeah, I'm just going to say he's confused but entertained. And then Omari, I've never played Omari. I cannot quite remember what it's about. I think it's like a puzzle. Isn't it a puzzle game? Hold on a second. We're going to go to Steam real quick on the cell phone. Yeah. Omori. Not Omari. Oh, it's a psychological horror game. Oh, well. I mean, you know what they say about spooky-ass games. But it looks like it's a game where you don't fight. And you instead do other stuff. That is not... So if it's like a horror game where instead of fighting you hide, or you just survive, that's going to be really tough on this guy. Because he's going to be like, why can't I just kill them? And so, I think it makes him go back to hunting mammoths because he misses violence too much. Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga specifically, but maybe it's just meant to encompass all of Lego Star Wars, which I'd be fine with. But if it's meant to just encompass all of Lego Star Wars, I think he'd honestly love it. I think he'd be like, oh, he'd like think the characters are cute. Yeah, more violence. More violence. Hitman, more violence. Halo Infinite, which I think is meant to be a stand-in for all of the Halo games, because I'm not seeing any more right now. Yes, I think it's meant to be a stand-in for all of the Halo games. And so, Halo games got it's like take your pick. Because they got incredible story, great characters, fun action, cool weapons, environment, great lore. It's other stuff here and there. I think he invents the Wi-Fi after this one. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is. If it's meant to encompass all of the Assassin's Creed games, I think this one goes pretty high. But if it's just Valhalla, this is just my opinion, but I think the Valhalla was dog shit. But that's just me. Ew, I don't know. I just hate Valhalla for some reason. But I'm gonna put it in the violence category once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so then looks like Gran Turismo 7, or just probably just the Gran Turismo games in general. I don't know. Do you think that playing a racing game would be impactful enough on him for him to strive to become a race car mechanic, or even a race car driver? Do you think that shit could happen? But as far as this racing game goes, I think he's confused but entertained. Because he's never driven a car before, so he has no frame of reference for any cars. I don't know. Hogwarts Legacy. is a fantasy game, and so, and it's like high slash, you know, modern fantasy and that other sort of stuff here and there, and so it's like one of those things of like, well, you know. I mean, it's like we're gonna put him in the. I mean, everything just goes back to violence. It's all violence is everything. Horizon Forbidden West, which I assume is meant to represent both Horizon games, got a really great story, really fun combat, iconic main character. I mean, probably. And in fact, I imagine Horizon is going to be very, very familiar to him because a lot of the people who live in the thing, they're not far off from Caveman. I mean, Aloy's literally hunting giant monsters, robotic, cybernetic monsters out in the wilderness. Probably not that far off from what it was like whenever that Caveman was doing that shit. So, yeah, he sees how important violence is. Let's see, where are we at now? 6, 12, 18, okay, no, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 25, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. We've only got 7 more games to get through. So, the Astro Playroom. I mean, like, if this is the Astro, wait, is that a different game? I don't remember. But maybe it's meant to. Who fucking knows? We're just gonna fucking put him in the confused but entertained. Guilty Gear. I think he's gonna. I think he goes back to Mammoth after that one. Back for Blood. I mean, again, it just goes back to. It always goes back to violence. Oh, okay, here we go. Here's a big one. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, which is probably meant to represent all of the Black Ops games, maybe, but these games are just the pinnacle of, you know, violence and, you know, all those other sorts of things like that, and seeing it, yeah. And so what I'm going to say is, I think he plays this game, and I think it unlocks his third eye. This is going to be our first. He becomes new Amazon CEO. Far Cry 6. I think I don't know. I think it's just a matter of seeing how important violence is. Pokemon Snap. I mean, confused but entertained. It's just a fun sort of romp through the whatever the fuck. Bowser's Fury. I don't know. It depends on how do you think he would feel about a character like Bowser, like this guy who seems to be a villain, and, you know, that and this and this and that and those other sorts of things. I mean, it's just violence. Violence. No, it's fine. Violence. It always goes back to violence. Diablo Immortal. I mean, as someone who has played Diablo Immortal, it is a very mindless game. Especially since it's a mobile game and you can just turn on the autoplay. It literally has an autoplay button where your character will automatically go to the next quest, fight everything, do everything it has to do, and you just turn on. You literally turn on autoplay, and it's just like there's like when does this stop being a game? But he's a caveman. He doesn't have those sorts of worries and complaints, so he probably just, once again, sees how important violence is. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I mean, he probably thinks, I'm going to say he's confused but entertained. Right, It Takes Two. We're going to make It Takes Two our last one for this first part. It Takes Two has a very good story. Very good. Very good. It's another very good story-focused action adventure. And, you know, if the Caveman had any sort of concept of what, you know, of the intricacies of a long-term relationship where you're married and you have a child, that you want what's best for that child, but at the same time you just don't want to be with this person you're married to anymore, and you got to figure it out and work through it like they do, and It Takes Two, and it's just, I think he invents the Wi-Fi after this one. But right, that is it for part 1. This is what we've got so far. Stay tuned for part 2. If y'all enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel. Means everything to me whenever you all subscribe to the channel. Watch videos all the way through. Leave a like on this video so YouTube will recommend my channel more to you as well as others in the future. And finally, leave a comment down below letting me know what ranking you want to see in the future. It can be anything. The channel is called Rank Everything. Once again, thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a good one.